Snizzlenose needs to wait for a little bit more backup to come back in as the Reinhardt player. ChrisTFer will finally rejoin into the team, but they have the nano boost, they have the whole hog. If they can desuit xepheR again, they're looking very good to hold this point.
Here comes the Transcendence coming out from Roolf. They know that there's no sound barrier here to block the Dragon Blade as he comes in behind. God's getting a good value out of that. Snizzlenose already falls. They're getting a couple more picks.
Oh, crap. He's got it. Is he going to use it?
Oh, he dies to the self-destruct, deciding that there really wouldn't be the follow-up there if you used it right. The rest of his team's already fallen. He's better off saving it for this next part, but it does mean that he has to stick with it. And in general, the composition is now going to be the same because teams would normally want to go for something with a bit more mobility once they get into this second.
Actually saving his jump just so he can fall in from the bridge. But Gods again, we pop that Dragon Blade down. Oh my lord,
That's
ChrisTFer.
the second time.
He catches Surefour this time as he gets slammed into the wall. But in the meantime, he's lost the rest of his team. The Earthshatter's going to be good. He connects on quite a few people, but he's not in a position to pick up the kills just yet. The Fire Strike, I think it got eaten by the Defense Matrix. He doesn't get the kill over onto Adam. And they're going to continue to push forward.
Oh, that's such a crucial gobble up of that Fire Strike from xepheR because it was so close to killing Adam. Roolf with a pre-fire there as well, but Fischer's back in the fight. They're going to want to commit to this one, try and stop it before it gets to the second checkpoint.
I don't know if they have the HP to do this one. There's too many ultimates available for Cloud9 as well. The self-destruct going to come in just to zone them off even further. So ChrisTFer will fall. Still contested in the meantime as Shaz was there, but eventually get the checkpoint. And I was actually talking to Roolf. Okay, he's trying to play from a different position, different spot. Transcendence can be popped out of Roolf just to keep him healthy. Meantime, ChrisTFer's going to look for that charge, but not going to land onto anyone. He's actually very low in HP as well with that help of that Discord Orb. Chunk away at him. Gods picks up the kill. Another pulse bomb comes through, but doesn't connect.
Fischer's on such high energy. If he manages to get anything, look at that though. The self-destruct from xepheR picks up two, and the D-Mech completely wipes open the path to the payload. And they managed to get that in a very reasonable time. Open things up. They've got no healing for the tanks that they've decided to use there other than Adam. And KAISER and xepheR are both incredibly weak, just getting chipped down now as Hammers make their way onto the point. Already secured one tick. Probably going to be some kind of re-engage here from Cloud9 as Gods has been taken down and he was given the bubble to see if he could escape. Looks like Hammers have fairly easily taken that one after the initial pick onto the Ana.
Yeah, looking very good actually. Question comes down to for them, can they continue?
Oh, it did actually catch onto Roolf as well. I think that was just laid on the floor and he stood on it like an IED, blown up. Hammers with a couple more ultimates are going to continue to move their way forwards. Snizzlenose with the whole hog as well, just pushing everybody back. Already found 3 kills actually. And Hammers continuing the movement forwards. They're unstoppable.
Wow, 5 minutes and 45 seconds to finish off this match. Off to the side, trying to play a little bit of a different position, try to speed him through, and the speed does come through. He catches onto 2, but ChrisTFer turns around, hits his own Earthshatter, connects onto Surefour with the Fire Strike, and just like that, they pick up 4 kills. Can Hammer still do this with 3 minutes left?
xepheR is the only person alive here on less than 20 health. Hammers are going to ride this one forwards. 3 minutes, 42 seconds left as Hammers absolutely slam that one home.
Look at those cheeky smiles out of that. Very careful. Now Gods. Wait, Gods Dragon Blading in. He does get 2 kills, which is actually going to be just enough because he gets the support, he gets Snizzlenose down, and they realize the urgency of getting capture onto this point.
That was such a fast Dragon Blade coming out from him as well. Shaz still hadn't got his ultimate up. And if you're getting your Dragon Blade faster than an Ana with a tank composition is getting a nano boost, you're doing something right. That tempo Dragon Blade coming up huge for Gods.
All right, now with 30 seconds.
Positioning really passively so that they know that they can survive if this happens. The Graviton comes in, but they somehow manage to burst through the support heals that were coming out from Roolf and the sound barrier from Adam. Hammers have only got a couple of players alive, but ChrisTFer's pounding damage into everyone with his mighty hammer as Thor comes through, wrecking Thunder. But Hammer's still fighting against the spawners here. It looks like they've invested in a fight that they are going to lose in the end.
They commit a grab, they commit a pulse bomb, even a nano boost in there, and it just does not work out. Now Fischer being forced to switch back over to, over to the Winston here. Cloud9 looking on the attack. I mean, Gods is going to have his blade up again. This is where things get really dangerous because there's going to be no Transcendence to stop him. Yes, you're going to have that sound barrier, but we've seen already how quickly you can burst through this one, especially with ChepheR there to back him up.
It's getting dangerous territory now. Hammers do have a lot of time in the bank, but this is a very long push for Cloud9.
Wait, he died jumping in. He didn't even get booped off. He just died because he took so much damage jumping from that position.
The focus fire is so excellent from Cloud9. God still has his Dragon Blade available up top onto Shaz immediately. Put to sleep! What an unbelievable sleep dart from Shaz, and that's going to knock people off the cart as well.
Wait.
Cloud9.
It's been very on point with his hook so far today.
He has, but last time Nesh got around behind and picked Roolf as well, which was huge for them. They've got 3 minutes to be able to break this. But you gotta think the Cloud9 are gonna be playing a little more passively this time.
I mean, you can see Surefour switch over to Soldier, so not playing the Trace this time, so he can provide a little bit more support for his teammates. But Fischer already gets that initial kill into KAISER. Most importantly, now xepheR, you see him trying to focus on quite a few different targets. Roolf going to be playing inside this build. He's actually kind of left alone at the moment. Surefour's just going to trail in from behind. He actually gets hooked in last second. He's just trying to help out a teammate, but he survives with the help of xepheR and the defense matrix.
Yeah, that defense matrix absolutely crucial in nullifying that. There goes a nano boost as well from Roolf. Not quite sure who that ended up going onto, but it doesn't matter because they've all died anyway. Cloud9 investing ultimates, or just the one actually, but that nano boost could end up being fairly crucial. Hammers didn't really have to pop too much there, just the sound barrier to be able to get this point.
A lot of pressure because xepheR can launch a self-destruct behind him, which forces him to turn. You can see KAISER sitting on the high ground, just actually waiting for a chance to throw down this shatter.
There they go, Ryan v Ryan. Self-destruct in the background as well. He manages to catch both supports there. ChrisTFer doing massive work for the team. KAISER at no point even seemed like he had an ability, an opportunity, any kind of window to use that ultimate, the powerful ultimate that possibly would have won this one for C9, but it's Hammers that drive it home. The hammer down on Lights Out D.Va play.
Yeah, he really has, and now we're going to get to see a little bit of a showing out of Surefour here, as he's able to force Shaz back just a little bit here, trying to not give him any sight lines to get these Discord orbs up. But you can already see they've been put on a Surefour plenty of times. And the D.Va play out of Snizzlenose, switching from the Roadhog to D.Va, is limiting a lot of damage he can do, but Shaz is getting very low on HP, and he tries to knock him into a rocket here, and Shaz is just somehow still alive. The Deuce is coming on to xepheR, and now Surefour is being pushed.
One of the reasons why this composition is so good on City Center is that you can keep Surefour healed up while Adam plays in a much more safe position. Fischer's been found in the back line, or Fischer's found him rather, in the back line though, and taking him down when he was on 94%. Here comes a barrage as well. Pops out the sound barrier to try and return. That's a big investment of an ultimate there for Hammers. It looks like they're not going to be able to take the point either.
Oh, well, just so we talk about that, Snizzlenose picks up the kill on a Surefour, who actually had his barrage in that fight too, but you can already see the stall tactics and why City Center can be so difficult for teams, as Gods is finally going to go down, but the res is going to come in. He catches Gods back up and ready to go. We're not seeing Gods with the pulse bomb. I think he actually had it earlier in the fight, because he's only at 40% currently, but there's going to be the blade coming out of Fischer.
Fischer with the blade, finding a lot of value out of that one. Did the damage to Adam as well. He's been taken out. The res, some key targets, but Surefour's been taken down. Adam still doesn't have his resurrect, but Gods is going ham on the point. On Tracer, already taken down tomzeY. Fischer falls as well. It's getting up to 99-99. This is going to be an overtime fight, it looks like.
Yeah, 100%. Adam now has his res too, so he can afford to sit back and wait for the 5-man res if he does need it. But the problem is Hammer have no ults to really use for this. You have Fischer switch from the Genji over to the Soldier, and now with Shaz down, they've lost a major healer.
That double hit scan going to be fairly effective against Adam. Lots of pressure onto him, but Rolf's fragging out. He used his sound barrier at the beginning to make sure that this fight stayed alive. Adam with the res as well. Only picks up Gods, but that might be all it needs. This is into overtime, and Hammers are getting slowly poked down. They have to try and get onto the point, but they're so predictable with their positioning because they have to contest. And Cloud9 with their Pharah Mercy Tracer composition are bringing it to them. That's one map at all. I mean, it's an assault kind of niche pick, but certainly there's a lot of fighting that happens in close quarters. He hasn't had his lifesteal buff yet.
Yeah, and they're trying to force these fights to be close quarters as well. You can see him constantly hammering into this position. He has his Reinhardt to protect him in the front. You have the Roadhog as well. So they have a lot of damage with these shotguns, but the problem is they're not really getting the kills, and they're actually just falling one by one. Nesh, tomzeY, all go. This
fight. He's managed to find them. They went the complete opposite way, but now they're stuck in a tiny little area. That one takes down ChrisTFer, did a huge amount of damage to a lot of the rest of them. Gods is coming in with the Dragon Blade as well. This is a cleanup. Janitor duty here for Gods. He's got a broomstick, not a sword, and he's taking them out, cleaning them up. The trash into the bin, and that is 2-0. Yeah. D.Va incredibly impactful. And Surefour, if he's allowed to be let loose, is going to be on a field day. Hammer's reply to this is going to be to run double hit scan plus the Zenyatta and play kind of clumped up, defend Nesh. See if they can get the picks on the Mercy or the Pharah really quickly.
I'm liking the McCree though. We haven't seen too much of it throughout the 2 days, but I'm always a big fan of McCree, and Nesh is able to take KAISER down. That flashbang can be so impactful, especially for running like a dive comp, which they're not necessarily doing just yet, but they have Gods who has to play extra careful now and even more aware of what could be coming his way. Fischer, don't go down to this. Oh, Surefour connects the rocket from long range, and Nesh is the one to clip the kill into Gods.
It looked
Still,
like
no one's point just yet.
Yeah, it looked like the fight was going really well for them with the barrage, but in about 90% of situations, you're better off not using a barrage most of the time.
Yeah, pretty much. The Earth Shatter is going to be available for ChrisTFer, which you can see the high ground position out of Cloud9 are trying to use this to stay out of vision. KAISER's going to get knocked down. Fischer picks up the kill. Remember, Adam still has res. God's going to go down as well, so they're actually baiting out a lot of ultimates here. But Adam got picked up by Nesh. I'm not sure how that happened. He just plucked him out of the sky, and that's just solidified the map here as hammers.
The flashbang.
Pull one back on Oasis.
The flashbang kill for style points as well at the end. He picks Roolf out of the air.
He's going to get a lot of damage. I don't know, I still want to see Fischer on DPS. I feel like he really excels in that situation, but I mean, D.Va, as you can see, with xepheR playing it pretty much exclusively, except maybe Zarya once, in every match they've had shows the true power that she does have.
Cloud9 taking a lot of position fairly early on. They got the ability to peel a huge amount of damage coming into xepheR there. They've managed to get the D-Mech. That's going to be pivotal as well. Hammer's able to come around the back. They've got the kill on the gods. And this is all going their way. One small switch up. They're getting control of the point early on. And this could be...
And from all those ultimates, and yet the point hasn't been captured. KAISER, I thought he got stuck with that one, but it looks like he didn't. Gods gets the kill to Shaz, gets a second on tomzeY. These dash resets are doing God's work for them. Chris was finally able to shut him down, but you still see kill feed going all blue. And Hammer, I think that's going to be it. 90%. I mean, yeah, they're going to be able to touch the point, but they're not going to have a clean fight at all.
No, on Cloud9, if they play aggressively here and try and deny position, they're going to have Adam's ultimate to work with. I think because they don't have the ultimates to fall back on if it goes south for them, they're going to stay a little more passive. Bait players in. Shaz tried to go Sombra there, make sure that they could get back onto the point, start the overtime, taken down immediately, and Cloud9 just feasting on their opponents. Already up 2-1. If they take this stage, they're going to win the map, and it looks all but inevitable as Fischer's the only guy left anywhere near. Pops off that self-destruct, but that's going to be that. And Cloud9, they take Oasis 3-1.
You can see just exhaustion settling in on Cloud.
Shaz, used his EMP in that last one.
Yeah, Nox, break it down for us.
Oh, okay, I don't know.
You're supposed to and that's the whole point of sitting on the couch and being a caster.
Yeah, okay, casting. So we see Surefour ultimate, Nano Blade.
That's not a
I think they missed a pretty big shadow here,
Nano boost.
to be honest.
Get a third. So yeah, really good fight by Cloud9. They get it.
This is why you're a player, Nox.
Yeah, I'm not a caster.
What do you think, though, Nox, of
nah, I can't cast during the action. I'll let you do that.
What do you think, though, of the Sombra defenses on the first point of Temple of Anubis?
I think it's good, actually. This is the only way you can do a good defense, because most of the supports are ready.
EMP on almost every fight. Here it comes, though. God's moving in. They haven't had a chance to use the EMP just yet. Soundbarrier replies, so he's not going to get too much out of the blade. And trading kills there with the self-destruct. Nesh down means that there isn't that much stalling out, and the EMP used when Shaz is only on a tiny sliver of health. Hammers don't really have the follow-up.
You can see KAISER, though, able to chase away Fischer with the help of Surefour. The point's finally to get a third of the way through, now up to almost 50% here. Nox, let me cast! Let me cast! Oh, do it to Sideshow on casting, okay?
Yeah.
He might like it. But Roolf going to be forced back here. Surefour using the barrage towards the high ground. Eventually gets the kill, but he does pay the ultimate price as Fischer takes him down. Hammer with only 3 people alive, but Cloud9 not really able to get the final progress. 80% built up. There's actually no one contesting the point, and they're going to do it. Hammer doesn't get a single man there to hold the point on, and Cloud9 finished with over a minute remaining.
I think this was a problem to do it when they were playing the defense. He was playing from this exact same position. They were just able to avoid him the entire time.
Yeah, it's still a good pressure. Like, the position of Nesh is very good still. You can just stay there and, you see, get some free pick, because they have to contest the point. At the time they contest the point, the sniper is free picking.
And you're able to deny the position. Oh, that's a nice shot as well, straight onto Adam. He's been able to pick up a number of targets there. Really, as you say, applying a lot of pressure, making them leave the sight line, and then they have to come down at some point to try and defend the point.
The big mistake of Cloud9 is, like, they let the snipers so free on the main, they just sit on the point, force them to drop on the point and get some free pick. So you don't have another choice to deal.
Though for them. Again, they've managed to set this up. Nano blade in.
Oh, I'm sorry, Sideshow. Yeah, we see the Nano blade coming out of Fischer. Picks up quite a few kills here, and actually they almost get a full clean wipe on the point, but will they even get a third of this? That's the real question. As you do see Snizzlenose on the hog, able to at least pick up kills if they trickle in one by one. They don't get the third yet.
They're managing to find the picks, though. If they can apply a lot of pressure onto people, kill Adam and KAISER before they get in a position to use their ultimates. Look at that Graviton, though, 98%. All of the ultimates coming online here for Cloud9. They need to get the kills really quickly.
Graviton starts to be coming through. Transcendence as well, trying to keep him healthy. Shaz,
Wow.
not going to survive off that. That's a triple kill out of gods here. And that's going to allow Cloud9 to live another day. 1:15 remain. HamMer Esports have had, what, 5-6 minutes of time to capture the second position.
No, they don't. He's miles away from the
Nesh.
point. So ChrisTFer has to get in here.
What are they doing?
Oh, it's going to be Fischer. He's going to be able to charge in.
Yeah,
They get the point. They get the congestion. The Blade going to be coming out. Can he pick up this kill onto Roolf? He does secure at least one. The EMP's not ready. There's actually no ultimates up for Cloud9. And now the kills are coming through. And in overtime, it takes a lot longer to respawn back in.
And the respawn time is definitely there. Sound barrier coming out as well, though, for the attackers. They're managing to get a huge amount of damage onto Cloud9. Players are falling left, right, and center. Only their supports and the Sombra left alive. Dies on 94% as well. What more can they do? This could be the final attempt for Hammers being the successful one. Adams attempted to delay for as long as he can. Bought enough time for a couple of guys to get back into it.
They have EMP. They have pulse bomb. If they just get one kill off this, that's going to be a win that go down. It's ChrisTFer. They have the EMP to follow up. xepheR did not even die off the back of that. EMP goes down. Cloud9, you only have a couple of people alive, and Surefour is one of the few men remaining. But Adam should be able to trickle in to buy a little bit of time. Gods has his blade ready to go, but can he even get here quick enough?
Fischer with the nano boost as well is going to seal it out, and eventually Hammers managed to get it into the...
Ready, balance.
Either way, I mean, we're just going to see him use it flawlessly here. Gaza picks up kill at tomzeY. That's one support already now gone. Actually, that's their only support now gone. Shaz still doesn't have the EMP available with 20 seconds to go here. Cloud9 are going to get the point. They're starting to get the capture on here. We need to see HamMer contest this one, but they have no tanks alive, and that's going to be it. Cloud9 with no contestation on point.
That was
going to take the second map.
That came out of nowhere.
To even capture this first point. You can see Surefour at the pulse bomb looking for an opportunity to make this one work, and the Discord orb is going to at least spot out where Fischer was. And Nesh is actually going to be able to turn around. He gets the kill to Surefour as he was trying to track down onto Fischer, and now EMP is almost ready to go. There's 10 seconds remaining. Fischer EMP is going to pop that one off, and they're still picking up kills. He gets himself a double kill so far. And Snizzlenose is going to help close this one out. Do not tell me HamMer is going to hold them at first point here. Cloud9 have fallen.
This is ridiculous play from Hammers. They've still got the sound barrier in their pocket if they wanted to use it as well. Overtime ticking down. They won't even need it. Just picking off individual players. Surefour there that came up. Such a hard task for C9.
It's only
Payload's
one
still
fight.
moving. It's still moving. It's going to be contested here, but you also have Fischer with no actual energy built up. They still have a hell of a lot of time, though. 3 minutes to work with here. Now, ChrisTFer should be able to give energy over to Fischer, who's about 50% on his ultimate. tomzeY getting really close to a sound barrier. And you can see them all grouped up behind this shield, trying to use this protection. But KAISER's already getting very low in HPs with force back here. And the payload is still moving. 4 minutes left to go. Cloud9, you have to contest this, son. Finally, it's going to come in. The Transcendence can be used to pop off to at least keep them alive. But there's finally a sound barrier out of Adam.
They've got the ultimates to use as well. Nano Boost actually popped out at the same time. KAISER uses his Earth Shatter. There's a huge one from ChrisTFer. That is nasty. Gonna completely clear the way. Hammers haven't lost a single player. The Graviton just sucks them all in as they cross the line. And it's Hammers that take Route 66. A 2-2 in the series against C9 was more than anyone was expecting from this bunch of Europeans, but they've done it. What a performance.
Yeah, unbelievable. I didn't expect Hammers to do a perfect.